yesterday's price is not today's price.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. This is the Maverick Podcast. I am your host, DJ Maverick. Today, we have a very special occurrence because we have two guests. Usually, I have one guest, but today we have two. We have the super talented Elias and Ivan. Pando, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
I'm super excited, maybe for the 1% of the people out there that don't know who you are. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We'll start with Elias.
A little bit about us, we do tortillas.
Yeah.
A lot of people know us for tortillas, and we've been doing it for over 20 years, and try to keep it going.
Yeah, that's awesome. Family business, right?
Family business.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
How about you, Ivan?
I'm just the backroom person, doing all the
That.
paperwork.
You remember, I was at an event and he was like, "Oh, I'm the shy guy, whatever." He's like the marketing guy. Like he'll go out in the crowd, like bring customers, right? Like he says that, but deep down, he's a marketing guy.
Yeah. Normally I do all the paperwork and stuff, but in reality, once we're actually catering, I'm on the front trying to get people to try the food.
Yeah, and you're successful. Like your people skills, like I was impressed. Like you have a way where you can like mess with people just enough to get them comfortable, and they're like, "Yeah, okay, I'll try your food or whatever," right?
Yeah, works pretty good.
That's cool. Well, tell me a little bit of like, you're growing up, what kind of things were you into? A lot of people don't know that we used to be neighbors like back in the day, right? So tell us a little bit about that, like just, you guys being kids.
So, one of the main things I remember about us that we used to play play in the Johnny Canales show. So, we fixed up the room with Christmas lights and had the stereo on and had fog machines in there and just do a concert.
Yeah, we used to pretend that we were in a band, and then we would just like pretend that we were like airplane guitar or something, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't have fancy equipment, so the Christmas lights were like the stage lights. And you actually went on to like be in an actual band too, right?
Yeah, in my senior year in high school, I joined a band, a local band.
Norteño, right?
Yeah, Norteño. Conjunto Corriera.
Yeah.
That was the band's name. We did it for I think my junior year and my senior year. And then, we started doing a lot of gigs, going out of towns.
Yeah.
But, life's changed and, I stayed I took over the business.
Yeah.
So, when I, we start seeing stuff with my dad, so I quit the band and, try to get involved more at the business. And that's, how my story starts.
Right.
Yeah.
How about you? You want to describe you as a kid? Were you like sort of like introvert, extrovert? Like what kind of stuff did you like? How would you describe yourself?
Compared to now, I'm way different.
Yeah.
I'm actually really tame now compared to back then.
Oh, yeah?
I was really
a troublemaker?
I was a troublemaker.
Yeah?
Yes. And so that's how it was. And I was also the oldest of the young kids.
Okay. Yeah.
So whenever we were out, family get-togethers, my brother, older cousins were like, "Hey, you need to keep them in line or you're getting it."
Nice.
And so I'd always got in trouble.
Yeah.
Because the big kids got in trouble for not watching us.
Of course. Yeah.
So from there, I just had to pick on all my younger
Yeah,
cousins.
yeah. So in high school, you guys sort of like did your own thing, went separate paths, right? So maybe tell us a little bit about high school. What kind of things were you into? Was it sports? I know that you went on to serve, so that's really cool. So maybe tell us a little bit about that.
So in high school, I was involved in the band, but right after high school, my dad passed away. So I graduated in 2004.
Okay.
And my dad passed away in 2005. So that was my welcome to the real world.
Wow, that's tough, right?
Yeah, it was tough, and I learned a lot of stuff the hard way, but we kept it going.
Yeah.
So that's what I did, after high school.
Okay. What about you? What made you sort of go into the service? Like that's like, real. You don't know where you're gonna go, where you're gonna be stationed.
During high school, I was actually the delivery driver for the tortilla factory.
Oh, really?
So I was the one actually taking the tortillas to all the different mercados and restaurants.
Okay.
So that's what I did during high school and like 2 years after that.
Yeah.
But then after that, I actually transitioned into a bank. I went and worked at a bank for a while for like 4 years, just trying to learn more for the business side. And then, I mean, I was always, like I said, a pretty troublemaker growing up. And I was like, you know what? Like, let me try the military.
Okay.
And so I was like, which one's the hardest one? All the Marines? Okay, I'll do that.
Oh, so you did it on purpose. You were like, okay, I need some structure. What's the most difficult thing? And you're like, Marines?
So I went into the Marines, got into infantry, and just, from there, kind of learned more. But when I got to my actual unit after boot camp and the infantry school, I was actually older than half my company.
Really?
Because I was 23 at the time.
Okay.
And so every time for the new guys in the military, they're kind of shitted on.
Yeah.
They're given all the harder tasks and stuff. And when I got there, a lot of the guys were like, well, you're older than me, so it's kind of weird to try to pick on you. Something? Yeah, like it's kind of weird. I was like, I understand I'm the new guy. I do the same thing too. Like delivery drivers, when we had new ones, I was always giving them a hard time. So I know how it is, so I'm okay with it. But that's how I transitioned into that. And after the military, just kind of went into like other jobs, like pharmacies and nursing homes. And one day my brother's like, hey, well, this is when I first got back to Oklahoma from the Marines.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I've been catering now, and you're going to help me. I was like,
nice.
I don't know anything about food like that.
Right.
He's like, well, you're going to learn.
Nice. Yeah, because you've always been passionate about food, right?
Yeah.
I think, did you study like culinary and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. I did a culinary school, like a year course. A lot of the stuff I knew a little bit, but a lot of the cooking and methods I did learn from school.
That's awesome.
I met a lot of people too. We help each other out. Sometimes, when they do catering, or if I need help, then they help me out too.
Where do you think that passion for like cooking and all that came from?
Man, I don't know. We like to eat. So if I feel like eating something, if I don't know how to make it, or somebody doesn't know how to make it, I try to figure it out.
Yeah.
So that's how a lot of my recipes start. So I'll get one recipe, get another recipe, and put them all together. Like put them in one recipe that I have. But I don't know. I enjoy cooking. I like satisfying my guests, my customers.
Maybe tell us a little bit about the history of the tortilleria. Like, how did that get started? Because I know, if I remember correctly, like your dad used to drive like semi trucks and stuff like that, right? Like, what do you think all of a sudden, like, what was it thinking? Like, why did he say, like, hey, we're going to open up a tortilleria?
So back in those times, there was actually not a lot of like mercados and tortillas around. So when they first got here, he was a truck driver. My mom was working for different companies, like a donut shop, like potato processing factory, and then like even for waste management. She had different jobs. And so there's not a lot of Hispanic stuff around. And so my mom would make the flour tortillas, the ones we have right here, by hand at home. Okay. So that's how she would make it for us. And then some of our friends would like it, so she would sell them a dozen.
I see.
And then she actually started making burritos. So she would make burritos for the tortillas and go to different like auto shops and like car dealerships on 29th Street.
Oh,
which
really?
is, like Little Mexico.
Yeah, to like just like deliver.
And so she would stop by and she would like have burritos of this, and that.
Yeah.
But I remember being with her in the old blue Oldsmobile.
Yeah.
And so coolers in the trunk, she would just open them up.
That's awesome.
Guys would buy the burritos, and that's how it kind of kept going.
Okay.
And then they started deciding, well, like, whoa, let's start like doing it full time. Let's start making tortillas. So they ended up getting this pretty primitive machine to make flour tortillas. So instead of her having to roll them by hand every time, this machine would press them, and you can put them on the conveyor belt to go through to get cooked.
Okay. Do you guys remember like where they even found the machine? Or
I don't know where they found it, but I know it ran in our garage for a while.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. So I think it was like a homemade machine that we found in Mexico, or my parents found in Mexico, So that's when they brought it, and that's how we started on the garage. I call it, it wasn't a commercial machine, so that's why we couldn't use that machine.
Like as far as like inspections and stuff like that?
Stuff, yeah. So, we tried, they were trying to get it legit, do a legit business and everything, but the machine wasn't commercial.
Yeah.
So they had to find a commercial machine. So
Okay.
that was the second part that, they found it, and, that's when they found the place on Capitol Hill, in the Capitol Hill district.
Yeah.
That was, when the Fiestas Americas started, we was already there.
Nice.
So we started right there, and it started with our flour tortillas, and now with the corn. So we started with the flour tortillas because that was the only ones. A lot of people from Chihuahua here in Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, it's all about the tortillas,
Yeah,
right?
so it's that's why we call it the Chihuahua style tortillas. And it started picking up the flour tortillas, and a lot of people started asking for the corn tortillas.
Mm-hmm.
So we started selling from some company from Texas, and then from there we found a machine, a corn machine.
Cool. Why the name Tortilleria Lupita? Like, where did that come? Do you guys know?
So with that town from Mexico that my dad's from, it's Guadalupe Victoria.
Okay.
So instead of calling it Tortilleria Guadalupe, that's what we called it, Tortilla Lupita.
Okay.
And for many years, a lot of customers thought that Lupita was actually my mom.
Oh, really? They're like, hey, ¿dónde está Lupita?
Yeah.
So they were like, "Onta Lupita,"
Yeah.
and then like, I already knew, and they was like, "Oh yeah, she's over here somewhere."
Nice.
Her name was Graciela.
Yeah.
But
That's
that was just we already knew who they were talking about, so we just kind of kept it going.
But it sounds like you guys sort of built a clientele, like even from like back when you were saying your mom was delivering burritos and stuff like that, and then it grew to the garage, and then you found the location. But you kind of were like growing your clientele along the way. Is that kind of how it happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it happened.
That's
and
cool.
then also like at that time, we had like the front. We had actually produce also. So we had like chiles brought over from like Chihuahua. We had like aguacates, canned beans, like just a bunch of stuff that people would normally need at home.
So it's almost like a mini like convenience store within the tortilleria.
Yeah. So like the front was the produce store. We had like a display case with all tortillas there, and then in the back were the machines going.
Nice.
And so that's how it was, and from there we just kind of slowly kept getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know like how early you guys start, because we were at an event and we were like just kind of talking, and we were like, well, what time do you have to wake up? What time does everything start? So maybe talk a little bit about the process, like, because you guys start super early and like you got to set up for deliveries. Like you've got people waiting on you, right?
Yes, every day, unfortunately.
Yeah. So usually we start at 1 a.m.
1 a.m.
1 a.m. In case that somebody doesn't show up, we go. But right now we have our team that does the tortillas, and that's the time that they go in.
Are you guys like the firefighters that have like your outfit on the side of the bed in case like, hey, nobody's showing up, you got to wake up and head to the tortilleria or what?
Yeah, that's...
It's not as efficient as them. It's not like my pants laying by the bed. Just
zip it up.
I see a message on my phone saying, like, you got to come in. I hit the pillow a couple times. I'm all mad. I'm like, okay, I got to go in.
Nice. Yeah. So 1 a.m. and then you've got deliveries like every day of the week, or how does that happen?
So we have deliveries every day. We deliver fresh hot tortillas to all the meat markets around.
Yeah.
We have a lot of restaurants that we deliver daily too, so they can have fresh tortillas.
Okay.
And we also have a lot of customers that we go weekly. So sometimes we have like one day of the week we go to Edmond. One day of the week we go to Norman. And so and then we got other bigger customers that we got another day for them and stuff. So try to break it up so it won't be too hard for the workers too. So
did you guys like sort of grow up knowing how to do everything and run it just because you were around everything, or was it like, hey, a crash course, like all of a sudden you're in charge and you like just have to figure it out?
So a lot we learn a little bit, with the years growing up. But yeah, mostly was a crash course.
Crash course.
Yeah. So we had to figure out how to fix the machines, how to make the tortillas. We had everything.
Yeah.
So it's just something that people don't know about us. That we maybe look kind of that we don't know nothing, but
lots of practice.
A lot
right?
of practice. Yeah. It's like I say. We learn a lot the hard way. So, but that's they say that's a way to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever you were in the service, did you ever imagine that you were going to come back home and be part of the family business? Or were you like, that's why I went to the service, because I was trying to run away. I didn't want to be part of it.
Yeah, I didn't really think I was going to come back.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to do other things, which I mean, I did. I did probably like another 5 years after the service, kind of did my own thing.
Okay.
And then my brother's like, hey, like, you know how to organize things, you know how to keep things in track. Like,
yeah.
How about you come back and help me out?
What was like the thing that you did in the service? Like, what did you do?
So I was it's called a LAV crewman. So it's a light armor vehicle.
Okay.
So the MOS, which is a military occupation specialist, like the serial number was 0313.
Okay.
So
I have no idea what he just said. So I'm just like, yeah, okay, of course.
So it's a 8-wheel vehicle with a turn on top. And so for like 2 years, I was a driver on one.
So bigger than like a Hummer, or
yes,
what are we talking?
Way
bigger than a Hummer.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like the gunner on top of a Hummer.
Yeah.
I'm taller than him if I'm standing on the turn.
Jeez.
So I'm like looking down at them.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I was a driver for one of those for 2 years. Because I mean, I've drove like box trucks, delivery vans, all this different stuff growing up.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Let's add an 8-wheel vehicle.
You're
to
like,
that.
I've been delivering since high school. This is a piece of cake.
Yeah. And so they had like test courses where you had to like drive through like obstacles and stuff. And
yeah.
Out of my class, I was the top.
That's awesome.
I was like, I used to whip a van like going off the intersection like 60 miles an hour. And it was like 35 miles
Are those
an
the
hour.
ones that have like just like screens and you don't really have windows and you're driving with the screen, or no?
So the driver's hole, once you're actually sitting in there, there's actually 3 little periscopes. One in front and one like angled from left and right.
Really?
And that's all you see.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so for the gunner, once I on deployment, because I did a MU, Marine Expeditionary Unit. So it's like the police force.
Okay.
So like when you see a cop on his beat, same thing, but for mine was like in the Asian countries.
Okay.
So we went to different countries in that area. I was the gunner on that vehicle for deployment. So I stared at a green screen, which is a thermal screen, but it's green, different shades of green, for anywhere from 30 minutes to like 12 hours at a time.
Wow.
And so that was my main job.
Yeah. Was it like super stressful?
The crew for the vehicle is 3 people: driver, gunner, and vehicle commander. But we also have 4 riflemen in the back, which we call them scouts. So the entire vehicle is 7 people, but who run the vehicle is actually 3. And so I'm always having to take care, like I was the gunner, so I had to take care of my tasks and whatever the driver was doing.
Okay.
And the vehicle commander, he takes care of all his tasks and what we're doing.
Yeah.
But me and my driver were so efficient that our vehicle commander never had to be there.
That's cool.
He would just show up. He's like, how's the vehicle? I was like, well, this is what we have wrong. I already got a mechanic on it. Or this is what we need. Like, we already got it.
Yeah.
And so he was comfortable with us. So whenever he'd come by, he'd just ask me, like, what happened? This is what happened. He's like, okay, we're good.
That's cool. So you said you went into the Marines because that was like the hardest thing. Did you get out of the Marines what you were expecting? Like, did you meet your goal? Like, what do you think you learned out of that whole experience?
At the end, I realized it's pretty much like any other job.
Yeah.
So
okay,
you have your good coworkers, your bad coworkers. You have your good bosses, bad bosses.
Yeah.
And so when I was there, I got to my unit, to my company 2 months after they got back from Afghanistan.
Okay.
So once they got back, my entire battalion was now non-deployable. So that means they weren't sending them back to Afghanistan.
Was that like a bummer for you? Were you looking forward, or you're like, okay, that's
it was a
good thing?
bummer for me.
It was a bummer.
So like for me, I was like, the reason I picked the hardest thing is to like see how far I can push myself.
Yeah.
And at the end, it was just like, well, now what?
Yeah. That's cool. That's a cool experience. I don't know if I could do it. I mean, just like, you know, how strict they are, the boot camp, all that. Like, it's just a lot. I don't know. Did he ever try to like convince you to join or anything like that, or no?
No.
You're like, no.
It's something not for me either.
Yeah. So he was there for my graduation, and my mom was there, and at the time it was my fiance.
Mm-hmm.
They were there, and they didn't recognize me.
Really?
Because I went in at 190 pounds.
Yeah.
And on graduation day, I was 160 pounds.
Jeez.
So I was just really skinny, and I was really dark because we were outside like every day.
And they shaved your head, or
the head's like always shaved. But every time we were outside, we had a cover on.
Yeah.
And so that's what we call like hats and stuff.
Okay.
And so it was funny because my fiance and my mom was like, "Where is he? Where is he?" My
He's
brother's
like, "I'm right here."
He's right there.
That's awesome.
He just pointed me out. So it's pretty funny.
That's cool. Well, we were talking a little bit about the tortillas, and then you guys started this one, which is like, I guess, blue corn, or this is like your new one, right?
Yeah, so that's our blue corn and our white corn mixed together. So
really?
So
Okay.
it's a mixture both together.
Yeah.
Because if we use just the blue corn, it'll be a
Darker.
dark. Yeah.
Okay.
It's darker than a Pepsi can.
Oh, really?
So when a lot of people saw that, they thought we were trying to sell them bad tortillas. And it was like, no, it's blue corn.
Like they're rotten or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
they thought it was wrong.
Yeah. Why did you guys decide to go with blue? Because most people would go with the traditional just corn tortillas.
So we had, I met a chef. I think his name is Chris Castro. He was asking me if we can make some of those tortillas for him. He wanted kind of marble kind of style, like have a little bit of white corn and the blue corn.
Okay.
So we couldn't. It was kind of difficult to make it, and that's how this color came out.
I see.
So it started all just because him,
He wanted it for like his like restaurant or something.
Yeah.
Or?
So at the moment, there was a kitchen at the Common Place over there in Midtown.
Uh-huh.
Right now is the Commonplace Books. So they had a kitchen in there. So he was making tacos out of it.
Cool.
So that's why we started making them, and we started showing more people, and then a couple of other chefs start asking for it, and then some of the there's a couple like a wholesale whole food stores that start ordering it. Farmer markets. And start going.
That's awesome.
Yeah, right now, it's very popular right now. We got a couple of restaurants that are buying it weekly with us, and they're how can you say it? Their main dish, like
They're signature items.
Yeah. Okay. That's really cool, and it's unique, right? So people see it and they're gonna know, like, hey, this is Tortilla Lupita. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. So right now, we're asking our customers that buy the blue corn. Some they have a pretty good social media, and they take good pictures. So right now that we're starting asking to tag us. Tag us on social media with their tortillas.
Yeah.
So people can see where it starts.
Yeah.
From where it starts.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, spread the word for sure. Like social media is like super important. I think every business, whatever you're in social media first and then your business. Yeah. Like I think it's just the time that we live in, it's like if you could have the greatest product in the world, but if people don't know about it, then you're not going to be successful, right?
Correct.
Yeah, the technology age,
Yeah.
We gotta keep
gotta adapt, for sure. Yeah. And so you guys were like, hey, we're not busy enough, we're not stressed out enough. How about we start catering, right? Like, is that how it went down or what?
So the catering, I like cooking, so a lot of my relatives, a lot of friends, they say, hey, man, we're going to have a party. You want to cook? So I'll say, oh, yeah. So, I'll go cook with them, and I start making tacos. Like a lot of people like our barbacoa.
Okay.
So, it first started with the barbacoa.
And explain what barbacoa is, because a lot of the people that when I mention barbacoa, they think it's barbecue. And I'm like, no, it's not barbecue. So explain sort of barbacoa, what's the process, like all that.
So it's a slow cooked meat. A tradition, normally it's always done like overnight.
Okay.
And so it's like cow. So a lot of people either use the entire cow head, the lengua, the tongue, or the cheeks.
Okay, so it's always beef no matter what. It's never pork. It's always beef.
It's mainly always beef. And so we always did it with cheek because it has the less amount of fat, and then also it renders more. So I mean, if you do a whole head, then you got to like strip the head down and kind of break it apart.
Yeah.
The tongue, you only get one tongue, and so for whenever we order our meat, it comes in bulk and like 60 pounds at a time that we cook, and so it's cheek meat, so it's really soft, really tender. Like I tell a lot of people, softer and juicier than a pot roast. That's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, that's a good description.
And so we put a couple seasonings in there, just water, little spices, and then that's it. We don't actually add salt to it. And so we just let it cook overnight. We put it boil. Once it comes to a boil, then just simmer all night.
So is it actually cooked by steam, or how does it actually like cook
so
itself?
It's boiled.
Boiled.
So we put it in water.
Okay.
And then once the meat actually starts cooking, it starts releasing its own juices.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the end, it's just water and its own juices kind of rendering in it. So all the flavor keeps going back into the meat.
Cool. And then this is something that you guys offer like every day of the week or only on weekends, or?
So we normally do by the pound.
Okay.
Or even tacos, burritos, and quesadillas on Fridays, Saturday, and Sundays.
Okay.
And if we do have a little left over, then we try to use that during the week for the kitchen. But normally, like right now that it's warming up, it's kind of always running out.
Okay.
But we do that, so we give it with onions, cilantro, tortillas, and salsas.
Awesome.
So we do that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just come in and say, "Hey, I want a quesadilla barbacoa." I was like, "All right."
So you can do that. You can do that on the fly.
So,
just come in and like, hey, I just want like a taco or 2 tacos or whatever.
Yeah. So but a lot of people. So we're actually south of Scissortail Park, and so a lot of people come in because we do carnitas too.
Okay.
And so that's a pork shoulder that we use. So either they'll get carnitas or barbacoa. They'll buy like a pound or something. Yeah. And they'll go up to the park. And so that's like their picnic meal.
Oh, that's awesome. There you go. For all the fellas out there watching, that's an amazing like date idea right there, right? You get your barbacoa, your carnitas, set up a picnic over by Scissortail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. What other types of tacos do you guys offer?
So we got the carne asada. So like our carne asada is if we first start catering, we did our carne asada on the charcoal grill. But where this our setup how it is right now, we can't be doing a lot of that, so we do it at the cart.
Okay.
So, but the seasoning is the house seasoning that we made. That's our seasoning for our
little secret sauce.
Yeah. Our Lupita seasoning. So that's our seasoning for the asada and chicken. Our chicken, is just some grilled chicken where special seasoning or bell peppers, onions, gives them that nice flavor, juicy. Yeah. And also we got el pastor. So
explain what pastor is, because a lot of viewers probably don't know what pastor is.
So el pastor is like a gyro kind of style, the original way. Yeah. So it's it's a bunch of meat stacked up all the way up.
They're just like slicing it, right?
Yeah. As a Mexican, we call it. We shave it, la rasuramos. Yeah. Rasuramos el trompo. So, it's round, and it gets a nice flame on the side. So it gives a nice char on the side. That's when you...
super tender, super juicy, right? How long does that cook for? Because it's like a slow, like sort of cooking process too, right?
So, that's why, they only cut the outer of it. Because, it's, cooking the outside of it, that's what you're cutting off the cook.
I see. Okay.
But you gotta be pretty good on your knife skills, because if not, you're gonna be given a raw piece of raw meat too. So
definitely don't want to do that.
So that's why we don't do that at our place. We don't do that. So but we do have el pastor. Yeah. So the el pastor, we cook it in the flat top, nice cook. So that's our house marinade too. So it's not. No marinado from the carniceria. We make it,
from scratch.
From scratch. Yeah. That's also a recipe that, I work with it too. So, had a couple of friends in Mexico that they got restaurants, some taqueros. They gave me some recipes and we made one. Yeah. So, we got that one, the pastor. We serve it with the onion, cilantro, and pineapple.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that the traditional one has like little slices of pineapple in there, right?
Yes. Yeah. So, that's the pastor. We also got carnitas. The carnitas is like a pork confit kind of style. It's a pork cooking zone fat. So it's right now I came up with the recipe, and then our guy that works with us, he got it on point right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, his carnitas are nice and tender, juicy.
Has a nice little crunch on the outside still.
It's awesome. Are you guys ever looking for testers? Like, I'm available. Just FYI, if you guys.
Yeah. So that's how that's how our recipes started. Sometimes there's a lot of friends of ours we get together, and we try to do things together.
Yeah.
Like like he tells everybody we're gonna cook something that we like. We like. If we think it's good, I think somebody else is gonna like it.
Yeah.
So that's how that's the carnitas.
So you guys are almost like your hardest judge. Like you guys are like super like, we got to keep it up to this standard.
Yeah.
If it doesn't meet this standard, then why even do it, right?
Yeah.
I like this. Like, try it. See, what do you think? Oh, yeah, that's good, but maybe you should add this or add that. And then we try it that way and say, oh, okay, that's better. And like, yeah, I think someone else would like that.
That's cool.
So that's what we always do. Like, we're always cooking like we're cooking for like each other and our friends.
Yeah.
That's how we do
That's
our
the best
meals.
way, right? Like if it's good enough for your family, like that, what more can you ask for, right?
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, and then we always like criticize each other all the time. So that's how.
Yeah. That's cool. So you guys do like, it sounds like you can go to the place, order the food there, but then you guys also do special events, right? So if someone is getting married or, birthday party or whatever, maybe talk about like the different types of events, or is it open to any size, any type of event? You guys tell me.
So we normally do minimum 30 people.
Okay.
At that rate, it's actually like worth it. Because if we try to do less than that, it's actually, it doesn't really work out. Because that's just like, I'm like a personal chef now.
Yeah.
But so we do like minimum 30 people, and we do all the meats. So we do asada, pollo, pastor, carnitas, barbacoa. And
Okay.
some
So
people,
for every event, you have everything available?
so we do our package, like our taco package is 3 meats.
Okay.
So you can get to pick 3 meats, which come with 3 salsas, all the toppings. And so we're there for 2 hours.
Okay.
So a lot of times we tell people, like, all you have to worry about is what meat you want, what time, and where you want us.
It sounds like a deal to me.
We take our plates, silverware, napkins. So all they have to do is just tell us, oh, yeah. Because we started off with a lot of like backyard parties. It was always small get-togethers.
Yeah.
And we'd show up, and we would actually cook in front of the people on a flat top. And if, in case they wanted a trompo, then we actually would take that, and we'd have the trompo there cooking on the rotisserie, just spinning.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
So we just slice the meat off. So that's how we started. But then later on, it got into bigger events from like 30 to up to 250 people. And so for those, it's a lot of indoor events. So, okay, we can't really cook in front of them.
Yeah.
So we have our actually brick and mortar that we cook all our meats, put it in a hot box to transport to the location. And then from there, we have a small gas-powered flat top where we heat tortillas up in front of people.
Okay.
And
That's
then
cool.
from there, we'd let them know, like, hey, this is the meats we have. And a lot of people, they don't know al pastor. And they're like, oh, that looks spicy. I don't want that. It's like, no, it's actually not spicy.
Yeah, because
so,
it looks like really red, right? Like if you wouldn't know, you would think it's like, oh, it's super hot, right?
And then a lot of times people are like, oh, I just want chicken or I just want beef. And then we grab a piece because we wear gloves and stuff for sanitary reasons. Like, here, try this.
See, that's where the marketing technique comes in. He's always like luring them in, right?
Yeah. Just a little blood in the water, for sharks. And so we'll have them try it. And they're like, oh, that's really good. And then at the end, we'll always have somebody there refilling the salsas and toppings. So if they ordered a pastor, we have piña. And I'll tell them, hey, give me a piece of pineapple. It's like, okay, now try it with the piña on top.
Nice.
And they'll try it. It's like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, okay, I want one of those now.
And then they're hooked.
Yeah, they're hooked.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they see it.
Yeah.
And they don't want to try it. And some people, like, I tell them what barbacoa is. And they get kind of like, oh, wait, it's cheek? That's weird.
Yeah.
And I was like, here, try the piece. And they try it. And then that's how they realize.
Yeah. I think it's just a matter of they haven't been exposed to it, right? So they didn't grow up with all these different types of food, right? Many of them, maybe they just are used to Tex-Mex even, right? Which Tex-Mex is way different than actual traditional Mexican tacos, right? So I think what you guys are doing is you're not cutting any corners. You're keeping everything traditional. And then you're introducing them to this whole new, like, taco, right? Like, that's pretty cool. Have you guys ever seen the Taco Chronicles on Netflix?
Yeah, I have seen. I've seen a lot of those. I think I saw all of them. That's a lot of ideas that I got from those videos, and also different ways. Oh man, that's a good way to do it.
Right.
Yeah,
and you're at least I was amazed like how different the tacos were from place to place. Like even if it was a traditional barbacoa, they did it a little bit different. Like I almost want to do like a tour of like all the places that were on the Taco Chronicles. I think that would be a cool trip,
Yeah, that was a good one. Because there was one that they did the birria, I think. And, they were almost like a barbacoa style, but they put it on the ground.
Okay.
That was a good one right there too. Yeah. So.
You definitely want to watch it. You're gonna be hungry. You're gonna want tacos after you watch it. But
it's on my list, but I watch this way different random stuff.
Yeah. You're like, I don't want to watch. It's too close to work. I don't want to watch making tacos. Right.
It's like I don't want to leave work and come back home to like watching more food.
Yeah. That's cool. So tell me a little bit about the events that you've done. Maybe like what's been like sort of the biggest event or the craziest event that you've done.
It was a repeat customer. He's hired us before for his get-togethers and stuff at his house and business and his family. He actually, one of his sons was getting married, and he was like, "Hey, they're gonna get married." I was like, "All right, yeah, we can do that for you." In Arkansas, we're like, he's like, no, like I'm gonna pay for everything. Like I
so you were like having to travel all the way.
Yeah, so they were like, no, like I need you there. So
yeah,
what's it gonna cost to have you there? So I was like, we figured out the Airbnb and everything. Like, okay, this is how much it'll be. And we thought it was a lot. I was like, no, I don't think he'll.
You're like, there's no way he's going to go. He's like, okay, let's do it.
And it wasn't like we were overcharging. We were charging for like everything we are going to need. And then he was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. And I was like, what? And so for me, that was the most memorable because at that time too, it's like the cook we have now. It was like his first time working with us in an event. So it was like a crash course for him, like learning the crew.
Yeah.
So he was pretty shocked when he met all of us. He was like, are they always like this?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you guys have a cool working environment, right? So it's like almost like one big family. Is that how you guys operate? Or is it kind of like you have to draw the line, right? Like you guys have to run the place, so you can't really be best friends with people.
Yeah. So that's the main thing. You like to say you can friendship with business. You can't, because a lot of people get too comfortable.
Yeah.
A lot of people get too comfortable. They want to, think their family and skip stuff. We can't afford that sometimes. We try to not be too pushy, but also be a friendly, a good boss. Somebody that our employees can communicate with us.
Right. Because at the end of the day, they're representing like your family, right? Like, this is a family business. So if they're cutting corners or if they have, bad client skills, right? Like all that customer service is going to reflect back to you guys, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes, we're all human. So sometimes someone forgets something or like, oh man, I like forgot this little part. We'll tell them like, hey, you forgot this again. And they're like, yeah, no, like, I'm sorry. He's like, all right, man, just try better next time.
Sure. Tell me about the pandemic. Was it difficult when everything shut down? Did you guys struggle at all, or did you already have sort of that clientele base where you guys could keep everything operational? Like, what was that like for you guys?
So the thing about us, our main business is our tortillas.
Okay.
So at that time, we was only wholesaling tortillas. We had a lot of restaurants that we used to have a lot closed down.
Yeah. It was tough. Yeah, people weren't going out to eat. People were afraid to go out, right? And honestly, like people were probably trying to save money because there was uncertainty too, right? Like they might lose their job or something. Maybe people weren't going out to eat as much as well, right?
Yeah. But that's what helped us a lot. Our tortillas. We deliver a lot of meat markets, stores, and stuff. So that's what helped us out a lot because people had to eat.
Yeah,
people had to eat, and people were still going to grocery stores and stuff. And that's what it didn't affect us that much.
Yeah, that's great to hear.
Kind of balanced out.
Yeah,
because meat markets did pick up on buying tortillas, and some of them, like mom and pop restaurants, did close down. Mm-hmm. So it kind of evened out for us. So that's what helped us.
Yeah, that's cool that you sort of have this like commercial side to your where you're providing for restaurants and stores and stuff like that. So that's a good base,
Yes.
right? Yeah, that's awesome. So $1,000,000 question, do you guys ever get tired of eating tortillas?
I mean, I've been tired of them since like middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll rarely eat one.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I mean, I'm at the shop, so I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
you got extra meat? Yeah, I'll eat that taco. You know, I'll sacrifice myself.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. But normally, like my meals at home,
Like no tortilla.
they don't really have like tortilla or bread.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I always wondered about that. Like if I like
veggies.
work at my favorite place, will I get tired of the food? What about you?
So I'm a little bit more. I do eat more tortillas at home. Usually we like at home we like a Mexican family, so our tortillas we always have to have tortillas.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with
Yeah.
any meal.
Yeah.
A tortilla just makes it better, right?
Sometimes I go crazy and eat spaghetti with tortillas. Not just plain out like that, but
Yeah.
yeah. My kids, they like our tortillas. They like quesadillas. That's the main thing. Una tortilla con queso.
Yeah.
And sometimes we go out to eat and they ask for a quesadilla and they try the tortilla and they say, oh,
Not good.
It's
Not the same.
It's not the same.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
They're becoming like little tortilla connoisseurs. Like, nah, this is
it's
it.
not the same one. Yeah. So yeah.
That's awesome. What would you say? So somebody out there watching, what makes you guys different, right, than everybody? Because there's a ton of people that are making tortillas. There's a ton of people that make tacos. Like, what would you say if you like elevator pitch? Tell me right now, why should I go to your place?
I mean, once you put my meat in your mouth,
That's it.
you want it.
You're
You
hooked,
just want it all the time. But no,
Yeah.
so I mean, there is a lot of companies, a lot of tortilla companies, a lot of taco shops.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have your different flavors. You have, your flavors from Chihuahua, like Jalisco. You got like West Coast tacos. It's all different styles. Like us, we're not gonna like try and make it big and bad. We're just like, you know what? This is how we grew up eating it.
Yeah.
Try it, see if you like it. That's what we tell people. And then also like our tortillas, we don't use any preservatives in them.
Okay.
And I know there's some companies that do, and like we don't. Like that's just the way it was. Like in my parents growing up in Chihuahua,
Yeah.
that's how it was done. Even like our machines, that our corn tortilla machines, they're from Juarez,
Oh, that's awesome.
so they're from Chihuahua too. So like,
Okay.
and like the maseca too is brought in from Mexico and stuff. So it's the exact same ingredients, same way.
So you're getting like an authentic representation of like if you went to Chihuahua, like this is what you would get.
Yeah.
Exactly. The only difference, it's not like one lady running the machine. Like,
Yeah.
¿Cuánto quieres? And then she just grab you half a kilo,
Right.
wrap it in paper, give it to you, and charge you. Like
Yeah.
that was like we have to wear gloves, and we have a cashier, and then everybody else making tortillas. So
Yeah.
that's like the main difference.
Yeah. That's awesome. So where do you guys want to take this, right? Because I see you guys continue to grow. So congratulations on that, right? Like I think your dad would definitely be proud of you guys, like keeping this running. Like it's difficult to keep a business running, right? Like most businesses probably fail within the first year, right? So you guys have been in business for how many years already?
Since 97.
97.
So,
Wow. That's awesome. So where do you guys want to go? What do you think you want to do? Do you want to sort of explore the food options more? Or you think you're kind of happy with like the mix you have now with the tortillas and the catering? What do you guys want to do?
So right now, our goal is to concentrate on the tortillas right now. Right now we got a couple of plans here for this year. We're trying to expand a little bit more out of the city, even out of the state too. So
Okay.
So we want our brand. That's our main focus, our brand and our quality. And our quality tortillas. Like right now, that's our focus right now. But our catering, we still focus on that. We tell our customers, if you don't feel like tacos this time, let us know what you feel. We can make it a bit everything.
Oh, so you can adapt the catering to something special? You
Yeah,
think?
So if they need, something special, we can do it too.
Cool.
But that's we focus on our taco bar or our taquiza because that's something that we already know, people. It's very popular right now.
So like he says, he can do it with his eyes closed.
Yeah. So, that's awesome.
And so right now, that's our plans. We're trying to have a couple sizes of our flour tortillas, and our corn tortillas are doing pretty good right now. And you're just trying to build more our customer base right now.
Yeah.
And we try not to look for our customers. We try to let our customers look for us. So a lot of people right now are coming into us just because they tried our tortillas somewhere else.
Okay. Do restaurants make you sign something saying you can't disclose that you provide the tortillas, or are you guys allowed to say like you can find our tortillas at this restaurant, that restaurant?
So we've never actually had that issue with any place before.
Okay.
I mean, there is some restaurants that say like, oh, like homemade tortillas, or like made daily. And I mean, I don't say anything because like, well, I mean, they are fresh and they are
technically, right? Yeah. Technically,
so like, not saying anything, but some of the restaurants do have a social media, and we ask them like, hey, like, whenever you post pictures, because you take really good pictures, can we like tag the tortilla on there?
Yeah.
And every single one of them was like, yeah, you can do that. I mean,
that's cool.
It's your product.
Are you guys also responsible for running all your social media? You guys do all that, or like, do you hire somebody to do that?
So we did had when we first moved to our new location, we did have a social media company that used to do social media. But right now, we're starting to do it ourselves right now. So we're trying to, learn a couple, pointers. We ask for pointers. We're trying to get our good camera picture taking. We're trying to learn that. That's one of our main things. The pictures. You gotta make it look nice.
For sure.
So that's our cook that we have there. I always tell them when you serve it. I know it's in the to-go box, but remember,
presentation, right?
Yeah, presentation. Remember somebody's gonna take a picture of it. You gotta make it, good picture quality.
That's a great point, because when I go to the fast food places, it never looks like the picture, right?
Yeah.
And it could be something simple. It could just be fries. It could just be a burger. Yeah. It never looks like the picture, right?
So that's our thing. We try to have good quality, service too. We try to make everybody feel happy when they go visit us, or talk to us. A lot of people, when we have the tortillas ladies there, they have the music. We have all the hits.
Yeah,
we know all the hits. When there's a top one, we know it because they always
it's blasting.
They always have it. So and that's what people like when they go with us. They like our music. Us. Talking to us. They like. A lot of people go talk to us. Too,
so people almost become like family, and they sort of get to know you. You get to know them. Maybe some regulars or what?
Yeah, we do have a lot of regulars. We have a school right across the street from us, a middle school.
Okay.
So we have a lot of teachers that come from over there. And a lot. We have a fire station down the street from us, and they come visit us all the time too. So we try to, like I said, we try to reach everybody with our food. Our food, our tortilla. A lot of people, they go visit us, new customers. They think that we don't speak English.
Really?
Yeah. So they go in there and like all scared and think it's nothing but Spanish speaking people.
That's funny. You were telling me like some people go in and they're like, "Hey, do you guys sell food?"
Yeah. I mean,
and you mess with them a little bit.
I do. And so some people walk in, they're like, hi. And then I'll be like, I will mess with them. I'm like, hola, ¿cómo están? And they're like, they'll look at me like, I was like, nah, I'm just playing. How can I help you?
That's awesome.
And then I just break it down, like what we have there to serve and stuff. And
so
I do that. I just kind of let them know. It's like, hey, this is what we can do. If some days you can't wait for the food, like here's our business card. You can actually call in your order.
Yeah.
Some days you're on a rush. And so.
Yeah, that's really cool. I think maybe if you guys like even like go out and do a lot of stuff, with Sister Tail Park, all those events, and like get your name out there, right? Like they'll probably be even more comfortable with like joining you. And then like that park, I think is going to have like more further growth, right? On the other side of the bridge. So it's just going to continue to grow. Like you guys are going to be right there with all the action, I think.
Every time that we go do events or festivals, we try to take our blue corn tortillas. So, everybody can have a yellow or white corn tortillas, but not the blue ones.
Yeah,
so that's
awesome.
why we kind of do that to kind of stand out.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you guys have like any other tacos that you're gonna experiment with, or because tacos, there's so many different kinds of meats, so many different types of styles, right? Like maybe you can even do a fusion with like an American something base into a taco. Like, you guys ever experiment with anything like that or what?
So I've been playing with the birria.
Okay.
I've been doing it with beef instead of like the other ways it's done. Like a lot of people use like goat and stuff.
Yeah.
So I've been playing with that, but I still haven't figured out the ratio to have it in like bulk.
Okay.
So I can do like small batches, but not really big.
Cool.
And so trying to play with that one right now, see how we can do it. Just like the type of cheese we use and everything for the flat top we have, see if it would work.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say like, oh yeah, we have this, and they're like, oh wait, it's gonna be 30 minutes.
Right,
so,
right. You have to perfect it, and then you got to make sure it's the same all the time,
exactly.
right?
So I've been playing with that right now.
Yeah, that's cool. How about you? Do you ever experiment with anything?
I do. So my wife, she's from Durango, and sometimes they got different platillos, different kind of different food.
Yeah.
And every time that she cooks for me, like I never tried it before. I try it first how she has it, then I'll say, let me add this to it. I try. I always do, but sometimes we have to give it a try with the other different people.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I don't know if we want to talk about the drinks at all, but I know that you guys are experimenting with that, so maybe we keep that for a next episode, right? A little teaser. But I know you guys are exploring other items as well.
Yeah, we do. We always experiment with the other drinks. We also do aguas frescas. But we also messing around with alcoholic beverages too.
Yeah.
So he's the good one on that one. So
awesome. That's cool. Well, we'll keep it maybe as a little teaser for next time until you guys if you decide to do that, as a commercial thing, right?
Yep. We'll have to find the space for it because right now, like all the tortilla machines in the kitchen has all the space.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so maybe for the people out there, plug in your socials. Where can they find you? Right, this is your opportunity to let them know.
So Instagram, and IG, you can find us at ttlupitas.com or TT Lupitas. You can find us there on our social media. There's a bunch of pictures, also videos of our catering, and also a lot of our customers too. So then also we have a lot of the pictures of our tortillas and our food. And also, you can find us in Facebook. Facebook at Taqueria Tortilleria Lupita. That's our main one. And right now, we're working on our website right now. It's under construction, but we got little teasers too on that one too. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
And then people remember to tag you, right?
Yeah. So when you buy our tortillas or even buy our tacos, just don't forget to tag us. Let everybody know where you get our tortillas. And just let us know if you tag us. We give you a little surprise if you tag us in social media for us.
Cool. All right. So how about Mr. Marketing here? Anything you want to plug in?
I mean, he pretty much added the social media.
You got it covered?
That one. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I want to thank you guys for being on the podcast. We are running out of time, but the door is always open. When you guys have another event or you just want to hop on and we can talk about music, whatever you guys got going on.
All right, thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
All right.
Because hopefully, we can have a part 2, and then we also have our new stuff that we bringing on for here in the future. Like I said, don't be shy. Stop by our tortilleria. Check out our tortillas. We give you a little bit more.
We speak English.
Yeah, we speak English.
Yeah,
English or Spanish or sarcasm.
Yeah.
So. Everybody's welcome. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The super talented Elias and Ivan Pando, Tortilleria Lupita. Keep grinding because in dreams we trust.